Welcome back to the Drone Racing Network. This is the week of January 15th, 2024. Whooptopia was last weekend. The Velocidrone Racing League Season 10 started on Saturday as well. And MLDR has been announcing this new race, and I have no clue what's going on with it. Let's dive right in. Whooptopia was this past weekend, and if you missed the Elite Finals, too bad. The near 12-hour live stream cut short before they could show the Elite Finals or the podiums.
Something crazy unfortunate's gonna happen to T-Dog again if he wears.
I get just making a live stream available for friends and family who can't make it, but live streams should never be over 3.5 hours long. MLB games are 2.5 hours. NFL is like 3 hours. Baseball, hockey, those are all like 2.5 hour games. And that's like as long as you can keep somebody interested. 12 hours, obviously there's different races going on during the time, but I don't want to have to scroll down the stream into the description to find out when the race is happening that I want to see in a different time zone, have to do the math, and then it's just all jacked up. My suggestion is to split each race into different live streams, then go offline, then go back online so that I know that in my time zone, the live stream for the elite races are going on at 6 p.m. and I can plan accordingly. That being said, as far as the actual production went, they did an awesome job. The racing looked like a ton of fun.
I'd rather have a nice ass, but I'll take a nice voice.
I can't have everything.
And first place went to T-Dog, Wild Type got second, and Wordna in third place. Those are all for the elite class. There were also winners in the hobbyist class, the enthusiast class, the pro class. There's a bunch of different classes. I'll put them all on the screen right here. Side note, just a quick pet peeve. I'm sure people like the anonymity and the creativity of coming up with nicknames, but I just don't understand why in drone racing that's become a thing. In the simulator, I guess that makes sense because it's kind of just a glorified esport, but for some reason it just feels uncomfortable for me to call someone T-Dog when I could just call them Tristan, but I guess that's a bad example. T-Dog's actually kind of a sick name, but you get my point. But anyway, 80 pilots came out to fly at this awesome event. Tiny Whoops are making a huge splash in drone racing. You're starting to see Tiny Whoop races all over the place. They're cheaper, a lot safer, and then for indoor flights, especially in the winter months, it makes a lot of sense to have a Tiny Whoop. The Velocidrone Racing League just kicked off their season as well, and it was good. I mean, it's still a sim race, but I think all things considered, they did a really good job. The tough part about doing these races live is there's so much time in between the heats. And also Velocidrone isn't necessarily the best for spectating drone races. But either way, I'm pumped to be following along this season. If you want to watch alongside with me, they have races every Saturday. They do a morning session with the European Conference and an afternoon session with the American Conference. So whenever you're free on Saturdays, just tune in to Velocidrone's Twitch streams. In the European Conference, the Prop Eaters have 62 points, Salamanders have 45 points, and Team Schnitzel Pizza has 43 points. And in the American Conference, Team Lithium Fire is in first with 58 points, followed by the Panthers with 51, and Sunbeams have 45 points. I've done a little brainstorming on how we can get these live streams to be just a little bit more entertaining. And I just recently watched Hunger Games Snakes and Pigeons or whatever. And at one point they were trying to discuss how to get people more interested in the games. And what they decided was that spectators would enjoy the sport so much more if they had some kind of connection with the athletes, with the contestants, with the players. I don't know. Anyway, I think we could learn a lot from this, and I think that building empathy and learning about who the pilots are would go a long way, whether that is recording videos to show in between heats that talk about the players and their accolades or where they come from, or even doing interviews with the players in between. I think traditional sports also do a really good job of this, and we could take a lot of notes from what they're doing. I'm just trying to think about creative ways we can make this amazing sport more palatable for a wider audience. But right now, VRL is doing an amazing job, and I commend them for all the work that they've been putting into this league. It's going to be going on over the next however many weeks until March 2nd. That's when their finale is. So tune in every Saturday between now and then March 2nd, there's the finals. The DRL Sim is 50% off right now. This is not a sponsored segment, but for a really good simulator, it's kind of a steal to go ahead and get the DRL. It's available on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation, so you can get it anywhere, but also it has one of the largest simulator communities. So you can always find people online to race with you or just to fly around if that's what you want to do. Because the DRL simulator is available on Xbox and PlayStation, it's one of the easiest ways to get into FPV and just kind of dip your pinky toe in. So if you've been wanting to try FPV, at almost no cost, if you already have an Xbox or PlayStation controller, you can start flying in this simulator and it's 50% off right now. That being said, if you race with an Xbox controller, you are a psychopath. Do I think it's the best simulator? For sure not. But there's an awesome community. They have good physics. And so I do think it's worth the money. Last story here with Major League Drone Racing. They have a race coming up on March 16th, according to their website. Looking here at their website, what is happening? This is a mess. I'm getting a headache just looking at this. Wait, how many buttons are there that try to promote you to buy the tickets? 1, 2, 3. There are 11 buttons, which obviously that's what they're trying to do is sell the tickets, but like that's a little intense. In the promotional material, they show a bunch of drone pilots. Oh, that's J for Y from Whooptopia. He's in the elite class at Whooptopia. That's awesome. But then it says that there will be a race between 2 police departments. So I don't know if the MLDR teams will be there and maybe there's just an opening with the police departments, but it seems like there's just a race between a bunch of cops. Just like with everything else MLDR, this is wildly confusing. To their credit, besides DRL, I think MLDR probably has the best content as far as just like making things look cool and putting effort into the design of content. I mean, all it is an After Effects template, but it still looks amazing compared to what a lot of other leagues are doing. So I'm pumped about that. But to my knowledge, they've had one race so far, and I don't know where you can watch this. Is it available anywhere? I genuinely, let me know in the comments if there's a place that I can watch the race. I would love to, but I don't even know if it was recorded. Now, there was a bunch of drama that went on with that race that could contribute to why it's not available anywhere. Apparently, all that is past. You can find out more about that from watching some of Joshua Bardwell's videos on that. But it's an IRL race. They seem to have some really cool content. There seems to be some momentum. Their website is hot garbage, but it's a step in the right direction. I think if we're going to continue to see some IRL drone races, they're doing a good job. I want to see more spectator-friendly, fan-focused drone races coming out. And so they're doing that. So I'm going to be on board as long as people are getting paid and stuff like that. My question is, are there commentators at these races? Because I would love to be a commentator at any race for that matter, but IRL races in particular. But I'm telling you, we've got to go away with the nicknames because I am not going to be commentating to a whole crowd of young families when there are pilots out there with call signs like Pop a Woody. What? I think that is a great place to end it. Go ahead and subscribe. Comment some things going on in the world of drone racing that you want me to talk about next week. It's always super helpful. If you want to discuss anything further, go ahead and into the description, check out the Discord channel that we have going on. People discuss all the different leagues and what's going on across drone racing. But that's all we have for you right now. Until next week, I'm Jordan Kyle, signing off.